Hijab continues to be an intense discussion throughout the world today. It has been portrayed as an oppression from which a Muslim woman must be liberated. Not long ago, it was viewed as something worn by ladies who are frail, backward, and submissive, with zero sense of fashion. To retaliate against this ideology and demonstrate their empowerment, numerous Muslim women took to the internet, and lo and behold, the hijabi influencer was born. Today, hijab-wearing ladies have progressed significantly in the mainstream media. Many hijabi influencers have become role models for young followers while showing the world that modern Muslim women are not oppressed. Today, they're also a part of luxury brand campaigns, shown on characters in popular television shows, and are increasingly being incorporated at major fashion weeks. The hijab is additionally finding a spot in fashion magazines, reality shows, and, not to forget, the modest-style blogging revolution, spearheaded by numerous hijabi social media influencers. These influencers have been around for over a decade and have taught Muslim women how to wear hijab with class, dress modestly, as well as create every trending makeup look. But what happens when a woman who has worn a hijab, sometimes for decades, makes the decision to leave it behind? However hypocritical it may sound, there have been various hijabi influencers who have either changed their opinion on hijab or even completely removed it after reaching their desired followership. It may sound very shocking, but not at all convincing, as almost all influencers who once wore a hijab attributed this change to only one fact: they felt they had lost their identity. They felt contradictions in their personality between who they were when they were in a scarf and who they were when they were out and about in their daily lives. Was it really about a change of heart, or was there a deeper, darker secret sewed in capitalism, politics, and industrialism? Celebrity cultures greatly influence a person's behavior, but they are mere instruments who are used to impact and brainwash people for their own material gains. Islam, which restricts these very powers, has become the target, with Muslim women being the most easily hit. The entirety of these influencers' activities have repercussions on each of their followers. When they put themselves out there in the open eye, as a rule, they need to account for themselves. So, for what reason are such a significant number of bloggers and influencers purposefully ignorant about their impact? Is it that they themselves don't realize it? Or then again, perhaps this is on the grounds that they would prefer not to carry a burden of their activities and would not want to be held accountable for wrongly affecting others? Hijabi influencers who are taking off their hijabs, one by one, have left their subscribers in utter disbelief, confusion, and disappointment. Contrary to what they say, they know they are influencers. They are mindful that their activities and decisions impact their audiences. That is the reason organizations are happy to pay a large sum of money to get them to endorse their products. When these hijabi influencers remove their hijabs, you can be certain they are attempting to get you to do the same, despite what they may say. We may think we have authority over our activities. However, quite a bit of what we do depends on our surroundings and what we see. It is a social disease where individuals are bound to follow others around them. These influencers understand the science behind influential choices, and they benefit from it. Subscribers who follow their lead and take off their hijabs might think they are making their own choices, but in reality, they are getting caught in the influencer's devilish den. It would be advised at this point that if there are any followers of these deceiving influencers, it's best to block such content to shield and protect your iman. The bond that influencers forge with their followers cannot be further from reality. This fabricated bond is not with a person, it is with a business. They are carefully curated brands who have only their own best interests at priority. This is a rebellion against the laws of Allah and loving oneself. Self-esteem has transformed into self-worship. These influencers have persuaded their followings that they are genuine companions, but had that been the case, instead of removing their hijabs, these influencers would have left the social scene to work on their weakening faith or to address their internal battles and ensure that their followers do not emulate them in any way. But aren't we aware that the influencer culture is part of a bigger political circle? It is firmly rooted with the market, and the market has no loyalty to anyone. Definitely not to a hijab, at least. The sooner we must realize that these influencers are neither our sincere companions nor representatives of Islam, but merely merchants and dealers who are selling us a brand, and we can't change their image or shape it to our liking. But what we will always have is the power to say no.